Today I'm going to be interviewing you on your item of significance, which is your iPhone.
Okay, yeah. Sweet.
All right, so to start, how long have you had your iPhone for?
Well, I've had an iPhone for about when the 4s came out. So what was that, like 4 years ago or something? When the iPhone
Okay.
4s came out, I think something like that. But this last one, I just got it recently back in September because my old iPhone 5S had
Mhm.
water damage and half my screen was working. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so what kind of iPhone do you have now?
I now have the pretty basic. It's like a gray iPhone 6.
Oh,
Yeah,
iPhone 6.
yeah, iPhone 6.
What made you not want the 6 Plus?
I didn't want the 6 Plus because, well, it's bigger than my hand, and I don't have pockets big enough for it. And I
Uh-huh.
felt like it's just like a mini iPad, so I didn't really want it. That's why.
Wow. Once the iPhone 6 Plus came out, I like needed it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I could see some good things of it. Like, it's a great screen, and plus the camera is so much better than,
Mm-hmm.
the 6,
Mm-hmm.
and especially for selfies, and I know how important that is for some people. But,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a beard like this, it's really not hard to take a selfie. So, yeah.
Okay, so would you say you're super dependent on your phone?
Yes, honestly, it's in my hand right now.
Oh, okay.
It's in my hand right now.
So,
Basically, when I go to sleep, I sometimes fall asleep with it in my hand. When I wake up, I realize it's in my hand, and first thing I do is, oh, look, do I have any people that love me? Send me a text message?
oh
No,
my
great.
gosh.
Then I instantly go to my social media sites, basically,
Uh-huh.
and just like check, like, oh, Facebook, Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, Snapchat, all those wonderful things. So I'd say, yeah, pretty dependent on it.
Okay, and did you only become dependent on your phone when you got an iPhone, or were you always like that with like whatever phone that you had?
Well, since I consider myself somewhat old at 23 years, I grew up with, those old Nokia phones, right? The ones where like it didn't, you could throw it at someone and they'd probably die. That's how
Mhm.
old it is. Um, but basically, when I first got my smartphone, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm pretty dependent on it. But even before I had my first iPhone, I had the ones that slid up and you could text, and I was always just kind of like attached to my mobile device, basically.
Mhm. Okay, so from the get-go, you were always
Basically, yeah.
okay. Let's see. So, are there certain apps on your iPhone that you cannot live without, and what are they?
Well, the three-headed devil horse, basically, which is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, that
Like,
sucks most of my life away. Um, and Snapchat too. There's all the fun little games on here, but I really don't use games.
oh, you
I
cannot keep
do.
this.
I don't really play games on mine, but what I have, like Vine, Yelp, Netflix. I do use this one called My Homework, which it
What is
allows
that?
me to input all my classes, my schedule, and even when all my homework stuff is due. So since I always have my phone in the hand, I always know when I have stuff due instead of having a planner where I'd have to write it down because I basically would rather have it on my phone because my handwriting is terrible and I always know where my phone is. So
Wait, it's called My Homework?
yeah, it's called My Homework. It's actually really helpful. There's a free version, and if you want to like upgrade it a little bit more, you have to pay. But from what I get, what it does is, like I said, you can input every single class you have. You can
Uh-huh.
input how many assignments you have left, when they're due, what the priority is, when it's gonna send you a reminder. Like I even had one for this interview because we set up for around da
Mhm.
da da, da. And yeah, so it's kind of like a little planner, but for schoolwork.
Yeah, I think I have that on my laptop.
Yeah, it's also with laptop, since you
Yeah,
have
I have
a.
that on my laptop. No wonder I'm like, wait, that sounds really familiar. I actually didn't know they had one for your phone.
Yeah, no, I'd rather have it on my phone, honestly, because I'm,
Huh.
just in class. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your daily routine like on your phone? Like, once you wake up, do you automatically grab your phone, start looking at stuff, check
Well,
your messages?
basically, just going over what I said a little bit ago was, like when I said I wake up instantly. Oh, I always charge my phone no matter what at any given night, unless I'm like really drunk or something. Then it's just kind of a mystery from there. But
Mhm.
it's always in my phone. I wake up. I'll even lay in bed for like an hour or two, just be like, oh, what do I have to go through my phone? Then throughout the day, it's always on me. I'm not one of those people that hasn't reached zero of the battery power. I always have a charger on me, even if it's a mobile one, a car charger, wall charger. Yeah, I always have my phone. So all my friends kind of say like, hey, if I know you're not responding to my text, since I know your phone's always in your hand, you must be actually doing something important.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So what's the longest you've gone without looking at your phone?
Well,
besides sleeping.
Besides sleeping. Well, during camping or whatever, because I used to be in Boy Scouts or whatever, so we had the camping trips, and there was no service up there. So, you know, there was like a week I didn't go with a cell phone, and that was kind of hard. But I mean, I always had like a music player because I use my phone for music also, and music is a big part of my life. So, not being able to go without a little bit, but I'd say maybe a day or something. Or,
wow.
You know, yeah, it's pretty hard to not do that though. I mean, it is pretty hard to do that because, you know, like everything now is so incorporated with technology and mobile and social media. If you don't have your phone, you don't really know what's going on, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. So when you're out with like your friends or your family, like eating dinner, are you that person that's always on your phone?
My family and I actually have a rule when we are eating dinner, because back on Kauai was where my family, so when I'm not at college, I'm there. But we have a rule. If we go out to eat, we stack our phones. We play a game. We stack our phones in the middle of the table.
Oh,
First one to touch the phone has to pay for dinner. So, you know, if you forget to turn your thing off silent and you hear your phone blowing up from all your friends, like, hey, where are you? And you're just sitting there just trying not to, you know, just like, oh, I need to touch my phone. But, you know, I'd say sometimes, yeah, I'm on my phone, but I noticed recently that when I'm hanging out with friends, I'm just like, oh, wow, we're all on our phones. Like, this is pretty sad. We're one of those stereotypical millennials that are, you know, just not doing what we should be and actually socializing with each other.
You don't have a rule like, okay, you can only grab your phone to take a picture of your food. I have that rule.
We do have that rule with a family because, you know, sometimes the food just looks so good. I want to make people jealous and be just like, hey, you kind of need to see what just went inside my body. Or, you know, like, oh, I'm going to Snapchat us at dinner, you know, like all that simple stuff. But other than that, you know, I guess I am one of those friends that's always on his phone because of, you know, my job with Electric Palms and how we're constantly having a group chat and posting to social media for certain time things. But other than that, you know, it's basically just for social media and everything. Nothing really,
So do you sometimes catch yourself on your phone for no reason at all?
Yes, like, honestly, I use it to avoid awkward situations. Like, say,
really,
I live in the dorm, so we have an elevator to get to my room. You know, like sometimes I'm just like, all right, you know, it's a long ride up. I'm just gonna look at my phone, and I'm not looking at anything. I'm literally just looking at my screen and just like swiping it, and just. It's like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you. Or I like, you know, like some like some people put their headphones in, but they really don't listen to music, and then I'm one of those people that tried to avoid some awkward situations.
Really, sometimes I pretend that I'm in a phone call. I have to like mute my phone, and I'm like, I pretend like I'm on the phone to avoid any awkward situations.
Yeah, I have pretended I was on a phone call once to, you know, just be like, oh yeah, and then it started ringing, so I was like, wow, that kind of like backfired pretty badly.
Fail.
Yeah, that was like fail of my life right there. But, yeah.
All right. Okay, so this one was supposed to be my uncomfortable one. So, was there a time when you were showing your pictures to your friends or your family that are on your phone, and they kept scrolling through pictures, and they find something that you're like, oh crap, I forgot to delete that.
Well, with my friends, we were pretty close circle, so if they see some stuff in there, you know, they're not gonna be too surprised because I'm that weird friend. So, but going back, I just went back to Kauai about 2 weeks ago, and I went to visit my family, and I forgot that I had some pictures of this girl that I just had relations with. So,
oh wow.
I was like, hey, Mom, look at this. And I swiped it, and she's like, what's that? I'm like, well, that's Natasha. And that is yeah, we're gonna move on from that. And she just kind of looked at me like, what kind of sick person would photograph this? I'm like, I was like, well, I'm that person. You raised me, mom. But yeah, that was I've had a couple of those incidents, and also Snapchat has gotten me into trouble a couple times too.
Really? Snapchat.
Yeah, I sent some wrong things. So
Oh, you.
we'll see it at that. We'll leave it at that. And then I was sending it to this one person it was meant to, and then it accidentally tapped on this person too. And
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have never had that happen to me. Thank God. I always am scared that I'm gonna send it to the wrong person, so I like triple check before I send
I
it.
do that also because I actually have my mom on Snapchat. Go
You
ahead
have
and
your mom.
criticize that. I have my mom on Snapchat. She Snapchats me some pretty funny stuff. Not gonna lie, but whenever obviously if I'm on Snapchat, I'm just like, hey mom, look, I'm studying. Take a picture and like, look, I'm studying. But some of the stuff I don't put on my story, which you do on Snapchat and everything. Like, I always review it and be like, I don't think I should send this one. Yeah. So there has been in some incidents where my phone has made me uncomfortable with my photos and some apps too.
I
Yeah.
think it happens to all of us.
It will eventually, if it hasn't yet. I feel like.
Well, all right. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Perfect.
All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah.